So you could be let off, for once or twice or 3 times for perhaps if you do it. More than that, then you have to face the consequence. So clearly for them, this was not out of character. So they must have had, many things to contemplate while they were trees. And here they are in Krishna's garden. It's already destined that they will get Krishna's mercy because they have come face to face with the pure devotee. But some time has to pass. Some purification is required, and in the course of time, when they're ready, mentally, emotionally, they have thought long and hard, and they decided that, no, actually we want to surrender to Krishna, we want to change now. Then Krishna comes out, so he says to them, in the third verse that Krishna says, O Nala, Kuvara and Manigriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you will never fall from that platform. Prabhupada says the highest perfection of life is to come to the platform of devotional service and always engage in devotional activities. Understanding this, Nala, Kuvara and Manigriva desired to attain that platform, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead blessed them with the fulfillment of their transcendental desire. So we see that from the moment of meeting the Lord's pure devotee, there are many steps. Although already, as soon as that vision has occurred, Savituriyata, just like seeing the sun, that's happened. But there is now still a process to unfold of purification, of extraordinary mercy. They're seeing Krishna. But now Krishna is saying, okay, now you have desired to serve me in ways that you could not as trees. You want to use your eyes, your ears, because as trees they've been deprived of these things. So now you go and do that. Become absorbed in my devotional service. Your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. Prabhupada gives the wonderful example of the sun. In the middle of the night, you can't expect the sun to rise, but rest assured, 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun will rise. We can be sure of that by having taken up devotional service. And in the same talk, Nectar Devotion talk, Prabhupada gave the example of a young mother who wants a child, and she's impatient to have a child, but she has to wait. She has her husband, she's serving her husband, in course of time a child will come. So naturally, we may be impatient, especially in the beginning of devotional service. Impatient, I want to make progress, I want to become advanced, but we just must be patient and be confident that the promise has been given by a moment's association with the devotee. Now, before we finish, this verse which Prabhupada cited, which is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, I read around that verse, and Prabhupada includes in there the explanation that Krishna is Chaitya Guru in the heart. So I mention that because the association with Srila Prabhupada is available beyond time and space. That's clear. You know, Srila Prabhupada's books, the Bhagavad Gita, and his other books, especially the Bhagavad Gita, you know, he put his heart and soul into this book. And so anyone who associates with Srila Prabhupada through his book, by the grace of Checha Guru, the Guru in the heart, we can still have Prabhupada's association. And particularly, I was reminded of a verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Well, there's a very important purport in the Prabhupada explains how, you know, in this world, we all come into this world sort of covered with some sort of sinful reactions in the 7th chapter. So Krishna says, all living entities are born into delusion. This is our basic condition in this world. Nala, Kubera and Manigriva are not exceptional in that way. Bewildered by dualities of desire and hate. And then Krishna says, however, persons who have acted piously in previous lives in this life, whose sinful actions are eradicated, they can become freed from the dualities of delusion. No Bhavid Bandha was freed from that bondage. And Prabhupada explains in the purport how we can achieve that. And basically he says it's by serving the devotees. You have to read that purport now, times for after time. Chapter 7, verse 28. Very important. So finally, Sukadeva Goswami finishes the chapter. He says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound, still bound, to the wooden mortar, and offered obeisances to him. After taking his permission, they returned to their respective homes. So it's no accident that we have the coincidence of these two incidents. On the one hand, Krishna being bound, and on the other hand, the two demigods being released. That's for another time. So are there any questions, any comments? Yes,
Bro, very nice class. So I'm wondering, nowadays you have seen lots of trees around here and there. Is all these trees, are they cursed by somebody? What is their history? I'd like to know something.
Well, I couldn't possibly say. But, however, we can say that a soul caught in the body of a tree is undergoing tapasya. From the example of this story, it's something to do with, you know, they were living unconsciously. They were not being conscious of their behavior. So they're living there as a tree, but the tapasya is purifying. Perhaps that's why, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one who does feel a certain presence in an old tree who has stood in one place very patiently watching the passing seasons and absorbing the water from the ground and producing leaves.